On a rainy night in Seattle, 31-year-old Michael Reed boarded Flight 728 to New York. The plane was nearly full. Michael found his seat and sat down. Seat 23A was occupied by an elderly woman reading a book. Seat 23C was empty. As the plane prepared for takeoff, a flight attendant walked down the aisle. She suddenly stopped. Confused, she looked directly at seat 23C, then quickly walked away. Michael didn't think much of it until takeoff. As the plane climbed through the clouds, he glanced at seat 23C and nearly screamed. A man was sitting there. The problem: Michael had watched the seat remain empty during boarding. No one had ever sat down. The stranger wore a black suit, pale skin, expressionless face. He simply stared ahead. Hours passed. The man never moved, never blinked, never spoke. Around midnight, Michael finally asked, "Excuse me, are you okay?" The stranger slowly turned his head. His eyes were completely black. "How much time do we have left?" Michael felt chills. "What?" The stranger looked out the window. 3 hours. Then turned away. Nothing else. Michael couldn't sleep. Something felt terribly wrong. An hour later, turbulence hit. Hard. Passengers screamed. The captain's voice came over the speakers. "We're experiencing a minor issue." But his voice sounded nervous. Very nervous. The stranger in seat 23C smiled. For the first time. 2 hours. Michael's hands shook. "What do you mean?" The stranger leaned closer. "Tell me something." "What?" "If you knew exactly when you were going to die, would you still get on this plane?" Michael froze. Before he could answer, the stranger stood up and walked toward the cockpit. A flight attendant tried to stop him, but paused suddenly, as if she couldn't see him. The stranger simply passed by. Moments later, every light on the aircraft went dark. Passengers panicked. The plane dropped. Hundreds of feet. People screamed. Then the lights returned. The stranger was back in seat 23C. Calm. Silent. 1 hour. Michael's heart pounded. He knew something was wrong. Very wrong. He secretly followed the stranger when he got up again. This time the man entered a restricted area near the rear of the plane. Michael followed. The stranger opened a maintenance hatch. Behind it wasn't aircraft equipment. It was a hallway. A long hallway. Impossible. Much larger than the plane itself. Michael stepped inside. The hatch closed behind him. The hallway stretched endlessly, and every door along the walls had a date written on it. January 12, 1997. August 4, 2011. March 28, 2048. Thousands of dates. The stranger appeared behind him. "Welcome. What is this place?" "The archive." "What archive?" The stranger smiled. The place where every death is recorded before it happens. Michael's blood ran cold. The man pointed to a door. It had today's date. Michael slowly opened it. Inside was a room. A giant screen. Showing Flight 728. Showing the future. In exactly 47 minutes, one engine exploded. The plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. No survivors. Michael stumbled backward. No. The stranger nodded. It has already happened. What do you mean? Time doesn't move in a straight line here. Michael stared at the screen. People were going to die. Hundreds of them. The stranger handed him a key. You have a choice. What choice? Open the final door. At the end of the hallway stood a massive black door. No date. No markings. Michael walked toward it. Opened it. And found a control room. At its center stood a giant clock. Its hands moved backward. Tick. 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 The stranger finally revealed the truth. I am not a passenger. Then what are you? I am the keeper of endings. Michael's heart raced. The keeper pointed to the clock. Every disaster. Every accident. Every ending. They begin here. Michael looked at the giant mechanism. If I stop it. The keeper nodded. The crash never happens. And the cost? The keeper looked at him silently. Then said, you lose every memory of your entire life. Michael stared at the clock. 40 minutes remained. The plane would crash. Hundreds would die. Or he could save them. And forget everyone he had ever loved. The ticking grew louder. 39 minutes left. 38. 37. Michael stepped toward the clock. Ice. To be continued.